Let's talk about what I like to call the Swiss Army knife of the English language. It's a tool you probably use every single day, but it's got a bunch of hidden features you might not even know about. I'm talking, of course, about the present simple tense, and today we're going to unlock its real power. So, here's a question for you. What could possibly connect your daily routine, brushing your teeth, making coffee, with a fixed train schedule for next week, and the fast-paced, high-energy commentary of a live soccer match? They seem like they're from totally different worlds, right? Well, the answer is the present simple. It's the secret grammatical thread that ties them all together, and you're about to see exactly how. So here's our game plan. We're going to start with the basics, the everyday tense. Then we'll do a little time travel and take a look into tomorrow. After that, we'll see how it brings action to life, and we'll wrap it all up with some pro tips to really make these rules stick. Let's get into it. Okay, part one. We're starting on solid ground with the everyday tense. This is its main job. It's bread and butter. Think of it as your anchor for talking about the reliable, predictable parts of your life and the world around you. And really, this all comes down to describing stability. We do this in three main ways: for general truths that never change, for situations that we consider permanent, and of course, for all those habits and routines that make up our daily lives. First up, general truths. These are the big, non-negotiable facts of the universe. Scientific laws like water freezes at 0 degrees Celsius, or, as you see here, the Earth revolves around the sun. If it's something that is just always true, no matter what, you use the present simple. Next, we use it for situations that feel, well, permanent. Now, could this person move out of Toronto someday? Yeah, sure. But for right now, in this moment, it's their stable reality. It's the same reason we say, he works at a bank. It describes the steady, unchanging backdrop of someone's life. And here it is, its most common job, talking about habits and routines. The key here is to look for those little signpost words like usually, every weekend, every morning. These are called adverbs of frequency, and they are a dead giveaway that you need the present simple. All right, let's move on to part two. This is where the present simple starts to get really interesting, maybe even a little weird. We're going to use a present tense to talk about the future. I know, it sounds completely wrong, but trust me, this is a genuine pro move that will make your English sound so much more natural. And here's the secret. It only works in two very specific situations. First, for future events that are locked into a schedule or timetable. And second, in something called future time clauses. Once you get these two down, you've pretty much unlocked a secret. And this example just perfectly shows the difference. Look at the left. The conference starts next Monday. That's a fixed, scheduled event. It's on the calendar, it's set in stone. But on the right, I will probably go to the conference. That's a personal plan, a prediction. It's not as certain. See the difference? Fixed schedule versus personal intention. And here is the second future rule. This one trips up a lot of people. When you have a sentence that uses a word like when, until, or as soon as to talk about the future, that little part of the sentence snaps back to the present simple. It's so tempting to say, as soon as I will arrive, but a native speaker would always say, as soon as I arrive. So, we've seen the present simple can describe the permanent, past, and even the scheduled future. Now, for part three, let's see how it does something completely different, how it creates vivid action, pulling events into the now to make them feel more immediate and exciting. Have you ever noticed this in news headlines? The game might have finished last night, but the headline says team wins, not team won. That's a deliberate choice. It's designed to create a sense of urgency, to make yesterday's news feel like it's breaking right this second. And this amazing tool for creating immediacy, it pops up all over the place. We see it in those punchy headlines, when we're telling a really good story, and in the super fast-paced world of live commentary. Think about it. When you're telling a friend about a movie you just saw, you naturally do this. You don't say Hamlet sought revenge. You say, so Hamlet seeks revenge. It makes the whole story feel more alive, like it's unfolding right there for your friend. It just pulls them right in. And this has got to be its most energetic use. Think of a sports announcer. They're describing things as they happen, one quick action after another. He takes the ball, he shoots, and he scores. It's also perfect for giving instructions. First, you mix the flour, then you add the eggs. It's just so crisp, clear, and immediate. Okay, we have covered a lot of ground. For our last section, let's lock in some essential pro tips. These are the little rules that separate basic understanding from true mastery and will help you dodge some of the most common mistakes. First, we absolutely have to talk about stative verbs. Now, that sounds technical, but the idea is actually really simple. Unlike action verbs like run or build, stative verbs describe a state, things like thoughts, emotions, or senses. And here is the golden rule. Because they are states, not actions, they almost never get used in continuous tenses. They stick with the simple form. The present simple is also absolutely essential for conditionals. For the zero conditional, those universal truths, it's in both parts of the sentence. If you heat water, it boils. But even more importantly, for the first conditional, which is about likely future events, the if part always uses the present simple. You say, if she studies hard, never if she will study. And this right here is why that state of verb rule is so important. Because believe is a state of being, not an action you perform. You can't say, I'm believing in you. You wouldn't say, I'm knowing the answer. You just say, I know. It's the same thing. It's simply, I believe in you. So if you take away just one thing today, let it be this. The present simple is so much more than its name lets on. It's your powerful multi-tool for English. Yes, it handles facts and habits, but it's also your secret weapon for talking about future schedules and for bringing action to life right in the moment. We've gone from timeless scientific facts all the way to split-second goals in a soccer match. You now have the complete toolkit. So, the only question left is, now that you know its secrets, how are you going to use the surprising power of the present simple to make your own English that much stronger? Thanks for joining me.